Channel Islands have housed very unique plants and animals throughout time. Right now, a lot of these species are either extinct or endangered.
Pollution is affecting most of the life on the islands, as well as the island itself. Many sections of these islands have been blocked off and restricted from human access.
Human activity is another main source of the problems facing the islands, and as the world's population continues to increase, more humans are more likely to pollute these islands.
Since the drought first started, it has slowed down the reproduction of the wildlife. Many species on these islands have delayed breeding activity to the drought, for example, the scrub jay.
So how do we fix these problems facing the Channel Islands? Here are a couple of our ideas to help restoring these islands.
Given that children know little about the Channel Islands and the problems they face, teachers can inform students about the endangered plants and animals and how we can save them.
If we can find a way to implement the Channel Island restoration in our school systems, then children can spread it around the community about what we can do to solve this problem in the Channel Islands.
One solution would be to use less water.
In our current drought state, we are not doing good.
One solution could be to use less amounts of water.
Since we're in a drought, the plants and animals at the Channel Islands are suffering.
The California drought is affecting wildlife in the Channel Islands at this moment. Jack?
Use less water or I will kill you. One solution is to harvest seeds from native plants and plant them in better locations.
So Mia, how can we follow up on placing these seeds to different locations on the island?
We can plant them in places where there's not a lot of them already so that animals can hide in them and eat them and use them.
Nice. I really like that idea.
Okay. One problem with these solutions could be we don't have enough donations from other people from our community. And what's another solution, Vince? Problem, Vince?
Resources.
We don't have enough water, so we have to save water.
It's a big thing. We need to save water out there, guys.
Alex Grody is the person we interviewed for our project. He's a fleet manager and goes to the islands almost every day. He knows a lot about the islands, so...
Go Royals! What do you do as a fleet manager?
My job is to make sure that all the boats are maintained. I also train all the crew and do all the scheduling.
And how long have you studied the islands?
I've been studying the islands since I went to UCSB back in the 80s, so that's 30 years now.
In your opinion, what is the current condition of the Channel Islands?
The islands are actually in pretty good shape. They're in a state of recovery right now. They were endangered earlier because of different practices, mostly ranching. Did a lot of damage to some of the different species of some of the island natives.
What would happen if the Channel Islands suddenly just started to get worse?
A lot of species would go extinct. There are many different species of animals that live only on the Channel Islands. Those are endemic species. They occur nowhere else in the world except there. 20% of the native plants that are found on the islands only occur on the islands. All of the mammals, there's only 4, but all of them, 4 different species, all of them only occur on the Channel Islands, nowhere else in the world.
The islands are in a recovery state right now, so they're actually doing better than they were before?
Yeah, well, right now the islands are actually being saved for the most part. We're seeing a lot of recovery, particularly the larger species of mammals like the island fox. There's been a great recovery program, and they're actually back up to their carrying capacity. At one point, they were down to just not even 100 individuals, and today's there's thousands of them. So they've really made a great comeback. But some of the other species are still suffering. We've had this long drought. It may or may not be related to global warming, but many of the plant species are really suffering from the drought.
Why are these organisms endangered?
Right now, it's a combination of climate. It's been hot and dry, and there's just no water for many of the plants. And then some, like the barberry, they were in the process of coming back from just the overgrazing. They were just really, really threatened and basically eaten by all of the plants, or excuse me, all the animals that are over there. Many of the plants that are on these islands have lost a lot of their ability to protect themselves. So they may have lost the thorns that they might have over here, or the noxious characteristics that make them not taste good. And so as soon as the pigs and the cows and the sheep and horses and other animals were introduced to the islands, those plants had no defenses.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
If we get the volunteering, if we get the money, if we get everything we need for these solutions, we'll be able to help out the Channel Islands and give back to our community. Go Royals.
Go Royals.
Go Royals.
Do I need to memorize these?
Just say, how do we fix these problems?
So how do we fix these problems?
Boopers!
Alright, can you see that?
How do we fix these problems facing the Channel Islands?
Yeah.
Here are a couple
No,
of
it's fine.
target
His head is
ideas
blocking
to
it.
help restoring the islands.
Given that children know little about the Channel Islands and the problems they face, teachers can inform students.
What are we doing?
Did it first. I did not laugh. Charlie did it.
Okay, not in the video this time.
One solution would be to harvest seeds.
One time I do it, you don't. He just did.
What?
I got a stick.
How do you guys feel about the Channel Islands?
It's important,
Yeah.
I'd say.
It's very important.
Yeah.
How would you say that the awareness of the Channel Island restoration in the school systems
Low.
low?
I'd say low.
The chances are low.
Yeah.
How
On
do
a
you
scale
think
of
we
1
can
to
help?
10, how low is it?
-4.